Ever wished you could fix your electric vehicle yourself, saving a fortune on those hefty repair bills? I know I have. Let's dive into the exciting and potentially money-saving world of DIYEV repair. Now, before we get started, I need to be completely upfront. While I'm brimming with enthusiasm, recent specific information on this topic is surprisingly scarce. My research hasn't unearthed a trove of recent studies or data. So, we'll be relying on general knowledge, common sense, and a healthy dose of informed speculation. Think of this as a fascinating exploration, not a definitive guide. So, what are we talking about when we say repairing your EV yourself? We're not talking about replacing a whole battery pack at home. That's a job for specialists. We're talking about the smaller, more manageable repairs, the ones that often lead to those frustrating and expensive trips to the dealership. Think things like replacing a damaged headlight, fixing a minor electrical fault, or even tackling a punctured tire. These are the tasks that, with the right knowledge and a bit of caution, you can potentially handle yourself. One of the biggest hurdles is the perception of complexity. EVs are often seen as these technological marvels, way too complicated for the average person to touch. And to a certain extent, that's understandable. They're packed with sophisticated electronics, high-voltage systems, and advanced software. But fear not! While the inner workings are intricate, many common repairs are surprisingly straightforward, especially if you've dabbled in car maintenance before. Let's consider a simple example, a broken headlight. In a gasoline car, this is a relatively simple bulb replacement. In an EV, it might involve a slightly more complex process of accessing the unit, potentially dealing with some additional wiring, but the fundamental principle remains the same. You'll need the right tools, a bit of patience, and maybe a YouTube tutorial, which conveniently is exactly what you're watching right now. Wink now, the high-voltage systems are where things get serious. This is not something you should tackle lightly. These systems operate at significantly higher voltages than your typical car, posing a serious risk of electric shock. We're talking potentially lethal voltages. So, unless you're a qualified electrician with experience in high-voltage systems, stay far away from anything involving the battery pack or major electrical components. Seriously. Don't even think about it. But what about those smaller electrical issues? A faulty sensor, a flickering light, or a malfunctioning power window? These are areas where a bit of DIY troubleshooting could potentially save you money. You'll likely need a multimeter, a device that measures voltage, current, and resistance, and a good understanding of basic electrical principles. There are plenty of online resources to help you learn these basics. Again, patience and caution are key. If you're unsure, don't hesitate to consult a professional. Furthermore, accessing repair manuals and parts is crucial. Unlike gasoline cars, where information is readily available, finding detailed EV repair manuals can be challenging. This is something that needs to change. Manufacturers need to make this information more accessible to owners, encouraging a culture of DIY repair. The current situation limits the potential for cost savings and independent repair. Now, let's talk about the tools. You'll need a basic set of tools, including screwdrivers, pliers, wrenches, and possibly some specialized tools depending on the repair. And of course, always remember safety gear, gloves, safety glasses, and potentially a respirator if dealing with any potentially hazardous materials. Remember, this is a journey, not a race. Start with smaller, less complex repairs. Gain experience, confidence, and knowledge before tackling anything more challenging. YouTube tutorials, online forums, and even local EV enthusiast groups can be invaluable resources in your learning process. The community aspect is huge, so don't be afraid to reach out and ask questions. Let's talk about the impact of DIY EV repairs. If we can empower more people to tackle minor repairs themselves, we can potentially reduce the strain on specialized repair shops, leading to shorter wait times and potentially lower costs for everyone. This is about more than just saving money. It's about fostering independence and self-reliance in a world of electric vehicles. Okay, let's wrap things up. We've explored the fascinating and slightly daunting world of DIY EV repair. We've learned that while some repairs are within reach of the average person, caution and respect for high-voltage systems are paramount. Remember, this is an evolving landscape, and more information and accessible resources are needed. If you found even one useful nugget or had a chuckle, hitting that like button really helps tell YouTube this content is valuable, helping others find it too. It takes a second but means a lot. And hey, if you want to keep diving deep into topics like this and stay ahead of the curve, Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. We've got more insights coming your way. Creating these detailed videos takes a ton of research and time. If you get value from this work and want to support the channel directly, there's a Patreon link in the description below. Every little bit helps fuel future content and keeps this channel going strong. No pressure at all, but huge thanks if you do. So, are you ready to roll up your sleeves and explore the world of DIY EV repair? Remember to always prioritize safety and happy fixing.